Hello and welcome live in Japanese Garden, Bristol. Okay, so this Tuesday night is a live about my koi pond and how I keep my koi pond clear. Now, I get asked that a lot. In the past, it's a lot of people's asked me, how do you keep your water so clear? Last year, I went through it on a live. And it's all good because I clear water. This year I've had some big mistakes made. So I'm going to go through those mistakes. My water isn't clear now because of these mistakes. So I'm going to try to go through it. I got a bit of a list. So hopefully I can get through it in this rain. It's just started to rain again. It stopped for a while. It's just started again. So we'll see how it goes. My wife's given me an old umbrella here so I can go around, because on this video I need to move around the garden and show you my setup and how it all works. But firstly, I don't know if you seen my post yesterday. I went out, me and my wife went out yesterday. We had to get a few things. We had a lot to do, a lot to get in one day. And we popped into Southwest Koi. Now, I've only ever been in there once. I popped in once for something, had a look, and then I went. So I didn't really have a good look around. And then when I went in yesterday with my wife, we walked through the door, and right ahead of us, we seen the Japanese ornaments, the stone ones like I've got here. Good prices. I thought, well, I'm going to put the post up because I get so many people asking me, where'd you get your garden ornaments from? I think it's got to be one of the biggest questions I get asked. So I thought I'd put the post up, and hopefully all you guys can get. In fact, it's the one I got here, and I paid more for mine. So the one I got here, I'll show you. I'll quickly move it around. That's it, that one there. They got a lot of them up there. They got quite a few in stock, as you've seen on the photos. If you haven't seen it, click on my page and scroll down, and you'll see it there. So yeah, I got to thank the guys out there. They were really helpful. I'm going to mention them again in a minute, because I've kind of been trying to work out how to do this video, because it's a bit all over the place and I don't know which way to do for the best. So you have to bear with me. The camera's going to be moving around quite a bit. I want to show you something that I've just come into my mind, and I'm going to see if hopefully it'll help you, because I've got problems in the pond as well with the water. So I'm going to explain about that as well. Hopefully I got a list. I got to go through the list, or otherwise I'm going to miss things out. Every live I do, I come off and I go, oh no, I didn't say that. I didn't tell you this. I didn't tell you that. So I'll try my best to get it all in. It is kind of difficult doing these lives, because you've got to try to remember it all, what you're going to do. So what I'm going to do, I decided to do the most important thing to keep your pond clear on any budget. It's the food. I'm going to do that one first. There is a list of things. When people ask me, how do you keep your pond so clear? It's not just one thing. I can't just give you it in one text. It's a load of things, okay? It's a mixture of everything that you need to keep your pond clear. And there's a few things in there that are important that you do to do that. So let's go for it. What I'm going to do is do the food first. Don't know if this camera's going to go into it. I might have to take the camera off to actually do this. Let me see if I can get it in. Okay, right, you can get this in, right. Actually, I better tell you why first. Now, my pond was fine, okay? I used a koi dealer who supplied my food, been supplying my food for quite a few years now. Been quite good. It's been expensive food, I know, but it's when you work it out. I bought 2 bags a year, so the money wasn't that bad, but the price of them went up, of this food. I'll explain in a minute. It went up so high that even he didn't stock it. So what he done, he got another stock in from somewhere else, and he was taking it on as his own stock, as his own food. Okay, so now I went out there and bought the food very cheap, okay? So it was a third of what I've been paying for this other food. I didn't kind of like it because I don't know the food. I don't know what the food is. He wouldn't tell me the food because he wants to take it on as his own food. And that then rang alarm bells in my head, thinking, well, now I'm going to put food in my pond that I don't know what it is. I have no idea what's in the food. I have no information on it. So I thought, this is time to move from that koi dealer, because if he's going to sell stuff like that, I'm not interested. And guys, if you are out there, if you can't see what you're buying, don't buy it. It's same with fish. I said it before with fish. And I'm sorry, same guy, he's praying for it. He won't put a price on his fishes. You go in, you ask a price, and it's out of the head. And I don't like that sort of thing. I like to see the price in front of me, and I know what I'm buying. And that's what's good at that Southwest Koi. All the prices are there, all displayed. If they're not on the thing, they're in a booklet, so you can see what prices they are. Really good setup there. So now I'm in the trouble now. So I got this food, I went and put it in my pond. What happened? Clouded up. Okay, so now I have no clear pond. So I knew it was the food, because as soon as I put the food in, it started clouding up after a few days. So I had to go and change that. Now I'm going to go for the food, but then I'm going to revert back to another problem I had at the beginning of the year that I did solve eventually. I will go back to that, but we're going to do the food now. So this is the food. Okay, now I don't know what it is. I can't tell you what it is because I don't know what it is. I've taken it all out of the feeder now. I'm not feeding them it at all. Okay, and I'll explain a bit more a bit later. Okay, so now when I went out to Southwest Koi, I went in and they got a load of different variety of foods, all different prices, all different sizes, different weights. Now I was interested in one of them. It was only £75, and it says on there, clear as water. Now that's the sort of stuff you want. You want the stuff that would clear your water, because some of this food, I'm not going to go into the scientific side of all this food, but the Japanese make this food so it goes through your filter systems properly. Okay, it goes through the koi systems and through this filter system and keeps your water clear. Okay, I don't know what it is. That's not down to me. I just buy it. Okay, so this happened to me years ago. So I know a guy called Stuart at Forest Koi. That's where I got my stuff off back then, about 9 years ago. Sadly, he's passed away since. But he gave me this tub here. I'm going to show you this tub. Okay, so that's, I know it's back to front, it's JPD. That's the stuff I used, and that cleared my water back in those days, and that's what I carried on using. And it kept my pond clear. So after this incident I've had with this food, I thought, I'm going to go back to this stuff. So I went out Southwest Koi, looked at it, they got it. I think for 10 kilos, it's 135, something like that. Then the stuff that I was looking at said a clear pond was 75. And then he had the stuff that I've been using, okay, from the koi dealer that I'm not going to go to anymore because I don't know what I'm buying off him. Saki Hakari. Now that is very expensive food. I won't tell you the price of it because if you're having a cup of tea, you'll cover your phone in it. So I won't tell you the price of that one. And what I'm going to do, my plans is I'm going to see the year out with that because I know it works. Possibly next year I'm going to go back to the JPD one because it's a lot less expensive and it does the job, and I know it does. Okay. Now what happened at the beginning of the year? My other big mistake was I went to Japan. And before I went to Japan, the temperature of my pond was like 9 degrees. Okay. Now, no algae was in it. We went to Japan. You guys back in the UK had a heat wave, and what grew? The algae grew. Okay. So I had a foot-long algae in the shallows, covering the pond when I come back. So I knew I had a job on. I got clover leaf. I'll show you what I use down there. I got a clover leaf, put the clover leaf in. It didn't clear it. So then I knew I had to do another clover leaf. I waited 2 weeks. I put a sludge buster in. I put a clover leaf in. Then it cleared. I got it cleared. So then it took a while because all the small particles was floating around the pond. And it was just a game of keep filters clean, keep cleaning it, and I got it clean. I could see the bottom of the pond again. It was all clear. It was looking good. Then the food situation come in. So that's where I am now with the food. Okay, so I'm going to explain a bit more. I've got another problem. I'll explain as I go down. But things we've got to deal with being koi owners, and but I would like to show you my system, because my system do work. It is a low budget system. I mean, if you had one of these drums, you're on the best system, okay? But they cost the money. They're a lot of money. I want one. I'm trying to think of a way of getting one, trying to get the money to get one, because I'm going to need to one day because of the way I got this pond. So I would like one, and hopefully I get there one day. So let me go and show you my system. But this system works. It's not a problem. I built a system, put a system in like this for a friend, Phil. I don't know if Phil's watching. And it done his pond. It really worked. He had troubles. He couldn't clear it. I put this system in his, and it worked. So let's go and have a look at it, and we'll talk as we go on. Sorry if I'm going a bit fast, but it's going to be a long video. I'll turn around. Okay, right. I've just realised I covered it a UV. Okay, so this is my filter. I'm doing it all a bit backwards, really, because of the weather. Because I don't want to be stood out there and it's hammering down. Now, this is my 4-chamber filter. It's a Vortex 20,000, so it goes. It can deal with 20,000 litres. My pond's about 13,000. Now, what I've done, I put brushes in the Vortex side of it. That works really well. I was a bit dubious about doing it because I thought it might stop the Vortex system, but I don't think it does. It works really well. It stops all the big stuff there, and then as it goes through, I've got some jack mat, some sponges. I was going to take the sponges out. I've took some brushes out on that section, and I put some jack mat in with some sponges and just packed it up with that. And by the time the stuff gets to these, they're more or less clear. There's only little bits of particles in that because this is obviously it's going through, and it slowly gets less and less and goes back to the pond clear. Right, okay, now something I remember last year I didn't show last year is my UV. Okay, so there's my UV under there. Hopefully I don't fall in. There we go. There's my UV Evo 110. That's 255 watt bulbs. I always say have a good UV because they do really work well in the pond. As you can see, the lights are on, so there's a bulb in there. Really good system. So a good, a reasonable, good filter. Let me put this back, and then a UV. I might come back to this bit in a bit. So let's carry on. There's a soakaway down there. That's where all the muck goes down there into a soakaway. Then I get it into a bucket and I give it to Mike next door, my neighbour, who puts it in his bins and that. So, right. Okay, let's go on. Now, the other filter I got is this one I made myself. Okay, I'll come back a bit because of the noise. This filter I made, I don't know, like 5 years ago, something like that, 4 years ago. I've seen it online. There's a guy up north that done it, and I thanked him for the idea on my YouTube. I've done a YouTube on this, so if you want to see how I built it, it's not very good because I didn't film it for YouTube, but there's pictures and videos that I've done when I built it. So there's the valves at the bottom that drains them out. I'll try, hopefully you can hear me when I go in here, but I try to quieten it down a bit. Now here's the still bed, okay? So that's the K1 still, and then goes through to the moving bed. Okay, so that's your moving bed. What it does, your muck stops there, urine goes through there, turns into good bacteria and back to the pond. They're constantly turning. When I clean up, when I tidy it, I'll come back a bit. There's, if I put that on, that shuts it up a bit. There's my air system. So this goes down to the bar in the pond. This system here goes, this valve goes down, and these two are on at the moment, so it moves this one. If I turn those two off and turn the back ones on, that will turn that and cleans it. So it turns it all up, and then I open up the bottom valve down there, and all the muck goes out. And that goes down to the soakaway over the other pond over there. So, other filter, sorry. So, brilliant system. I love the system. It's brilliant because there's not much work to do to clean it. I cleaned today. I've done the filters today. I'll explain why in a bit as well. So all this is nice and clean. This morning that was thick with muck, and I turn it up and then it goes. And then I turn all the air off in here. This is just settled, and then I turn it back on when I finish with that one. I wouldn't get the go in that one because what you do is get all the dirty water into this one. So you do one at a time. Really good system. I do like that system. I got an overflow on it. If anything happens, the overflow goes back to the stream. There's me bottom valves. A really good system. I like. Okay, I think it's a great system. Okay, so let's go on down here and see what else I do. Show you my system. Okay, so here's the pumps. I've got 2 pumps, amphibious. Okay, I think they're 1200. I can't remember what they're the biggest ones anyway. They pump 5 meters head height, so they go up 5 meters. So that's what I needed here because of the slope in my garden. So then I got them all lined up with the electrics onto there. That's the moving bed filter. That's my 4-chamber filter. So they're both separate. That's on full power because I've got a lot of way to push. That's only on 52, so that's going quite well. Over here, I've got a water like a flash cistern thing in there. So when I top it up with the water, here is my dechlorinator. Okay, so first one I got in here is the sediment removal, and then in there I got 2 dechlorinators. Okay, so when you put your tap water in, goes through these systems. I think it's a good system. You can get them in the like tubes, which are a very expensive way of doing it. This is a cheaper way of doing it actually. So then it goes through there and it goes around. It comes out these 2 bamboo shoots here. Okay, so that's how I top it up. Now, the other thing I've got is a skimmer. Okay, that's my skimmer there. I made this myself. If you want to see it, it's on YouTube. What I do is I'll turn it on here. Okay, so that's my skimmer going. That pipe is over there. So it comes out underneath the bonsai there. Okay, and then obviously I take this off. Now this is an old filter, a pressure filter. Okay, so I fitted it into there. I take it out to clean it. Underneath there is a screw. I take it off the slab and it works really well. Really takes off all the muck off the top. The ponds are a bit high at the moment, so it won't move it that fast. But if I come back in about half hour, all that'll be gone. So yeah, it's a little bit foggy today. Now, I've had a problem. My nitrite is high. So that means, and that's caused by the food, your toxics, your ammonia and stuff like that. So because my pond is clouded over with the food I've been putting in, I can't see to the bottom now. I can just see a fish when he goes down there now. I could just see me pump over there, and I can see that pump clearly there. Now, before I'd done the filters today, I couldn't see that pump. So I've done a massive water change and it's now clearing. So every day I'm going to do a partial water change. I've added salt as well, and hopefully by the end of the week this should be okay. Hopefully it'll all be back to normal. I clear the water, given the proper food, and everything should be hunky-dory. Okay, so there we go. As you can see, it's not a clear pond, but that is because of the food. Okay, right, something else I'm going to show you. Now, I've only just set this up about 2 minutes before I've done the live. So you have to bear with me. Okay, right, we're in my garage. I'm going to try to put you on another tripod here. Hopefully it'll stay. What I'm going to do is show you what I do to see what the nitrite is like. Okay, so I'm going to do a test on a nitrite. Hopefully you can see this, guys. It's hard to show, it's hard to see. Apologise for the filming. Okay, so what kit I would use, what test kit I'd use is the Colombo. Okay, really good test kit. I've used these for years. Really good, really effective, does the job. Okay, so with the nitrite, you get these cards. There we go. And that's ammonia. Nitrite. Okay, so we've got the nitrite here. What's good, you get some water. Now this water is sort of like I've put down into the pond and collected the water out of the middle, deep down in the pond. So then I'll put 5 ml into there. I'll show you what. There we go. Okay, so on the other side of the card, it tells you exactly what to do, which is good. Okay, so I've got to put 5 ml of water in. Then I get the tube, which it says on the little bottle. I get this. Take the top off, and it's telling me to put 5 drops in there. If I can get the top off. Okay, so that's the nitrate. There's your 5 ml of water. Put 5 drops in. 1, that didn't come out very well. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that first one didn't come out very well. Aaron, where's the lid? Put the lid on. It tells you to shake it about a bit. Give it a little bit of a shake around. Okay, so then now you've got this. Now you line it up with the chart. That is spot on. And then if it gets worse, that's where your problem is. If it gets darker pink, then you know you've got problems. I don't know where my little book is. I've got a book here that tells me all about it. So 0.5 is above that is dangerous. Okay, so above this one is dangerous. Now when I done my test yesterday, it was up here, so it was very dangerous for the fish. Okay, what it does, nitrate goes into the blood system and it causes problems with their oxygen. So when you see a fish gasping at the top for oxygen, that means you need to put more air in your pond. Okay, this can cause them to do that but lower down. It's because they got no oxygen. This nitrate is in their blood system, and it's causing problems with their oxygen levels. Okay, so you've got to wait 5 minutes for that, but it's starting to go pink, but it's a lot better. That's what I've done one earlier, and it is getting a lot better. So by the end of the week, I'm hoping to get that crystal clear. Okay, and that's with doing partial water changes every day. So tomorrow afternoon, when I come in from work, one of my first things I'm going to do is do a partial water change. I'll do that all week until that water's clear and my test is clear. Generally, once it's it does show the colour quite quickly on the nitrate. You've got loads. There's loads here in these kits. You've got the ammonia, the important one. You've got the pH. I got all the other cards over there, but yeah. So that's a little test. If you do salt, you can get a salt reader. Now I got a friend who's given it up because he moved. He's given me a salt reader. Thanks, Dave. My mate Dave. Thank you very much. He also gave me a feeder as well, which I've never used before and I use now. That was good of him. So he's moved and he's let it all go to the new owners, which you got to, I suppose, unless you have to take on. So yeah, I got one there. I've put some salt in, and I'm going to deal with that as well. What we do, we'll go back up to the top now, and I'll go through the list of things that kept my pond clear. And you know now what's messed my pond up, and the most important one is the food. Okay. Let me see if I got this clover leaf a minute. I was meant to get it out ready, but I don't know where I've put it. Okay, I don't know where I put it, guys. So anyway, let's turn this around and let's go back through the system. Okay, do apologise for the filming. I do not know where I put that. Oh, there it is. There we go. Sorry, just spotted it. Okay, so this is a little one I've done for me, a wildlife pond at the top. Okay, blanket answer. Okay, so you get this. I put that in probably twice a year. 1 year I put it in once and it done the whole year. Last year I put it in twice and it done the job, and it does do the job. It's really good. that's the stuff I use. I know others use other stuff, but that's what I use. Okay, really good. Okay, so let's go on out here and let me go through my list and make sure I haven't forgotten anything. Okay, so you need a good pump. I got 2 pumps. Okay, a good filter. You've seen my filters. UV, you've seen my UV. I got 110 watt UV. Skimmer, you've seen the skimmer. And that is good for taking all the muck off the top. Guys, don't worry about the froth. That'll go when I sort my problems out. And good food. Definitely the food. Food is a big one to keep it clear. And the clover leaf, which is what I just showed you, and that's what gets rid of the algae. So with all that together, should give you a nice clear pond. And I haven't got an expensive system. I got a very cheap system compared to others. Now, there is one other big thing that I do, and it's something that gives me an head start. I'm going to go and show you now. They are hungry. I'm not feeding them at the moment, because one of the things you've got to do when you've got nitrite problems is not feed them, because that can make it worse. Okay, so they're all coming up and they all want their food. They're all queuing up for some food. Unfortunately, they're not getting any tonight. Right, hang on guys, I've got a problem here. Sorry guys, something just came up. Okay, that's my water system for the garden, and the koi. I put that on for the koi there, and that will fill the koi pond up. If I kept it on that, it'd be controlled by the overflow thing down there. And then the others is my water system. Okay, so let's go up. Let me show you I think is one of the biggest things. I said there was two. One was the food, and the other one was this. Now, in the winter, I'll put my koi in here. Okay, so the floor comes up and the koi go in here. Now, you might see the videos around. I've got videos on my Facebook and YouTube of how I do it. So every winter, the koi go in. I'll explain a little bit more about that. Let me put this on the thing. Okay guys, so sorry about the moving around of the camera. I'm trying to show you the system so you kind of know what it is. And all my hoses are flexible hoses, they're not fixed hoses. That's all. Only on the moving bed filter I made over there is fixed. But pumping the water up, it's all flexible hoses, so it's all a cheap way of doing it really. And I could keep a 13,000 litre pond clear. And it all comes down to the amount of fish you got. If you've got a lot of fish, you're going to need more filter system, or a better filter system. The less fish you got, the less filter system you'll need, because the more muck there is, the more filter you need. Okay, that's my theory. And guys, all our ponds are different. Okay, so if you see something in my garden that you think that ain't right, it's right for me, it might not be right for you. Okay, so you know, that's koi life for you really, because everybody's got a different system, but there's someone out there that will say you should be doing this, you should be doing that. Okay, maybe, but we all got our own system. So let me go back to, why do I put my koi inside in the winter? Okay, now if you can cover your koi pond in the winter, do it. Okay, it's a good way of keeping the water a bit warmer so they move around, so they don't get sores, but also it keeps the leaves out of the water. And that's why I move my koi indoors through the winter. Okay, so the koi come out, they go in there, leaves go in the pond, and I get a green wheelie bin of leaves at the bottom of my pond, and they break down and toxic to the fish. Okay, so then that pond needs cleaning out before they go back in. Okay, so spring they go back in, and before that I clean the pond out, I jet wash it out, I get it absolutely crystal clear, and then they go back in. But what I do make sure I do, I use the same water. They're in the same water they are in 8 years ago. I know you do your partial water changes and stuff like that, but I pump that water up into the indoor pond, and then come spring, I put the the water back down to the outdoor pond. Partly new water, and most of it the original water. Okay, so that's when I say, what I would say is clean your pond out every year. If you can't cover it, clean it. Okay, get those leaves out. They are dangerous to koi. They muck up your water. Then when you start your filters, or your filters have been running all year, they're not going to keep up with something like that. Okay, so if you take them out, or you take that scenario out, you that problem away, you've got an head start. Okay, so come spring, your water's nice and clear because you've just done your pond, cleaned your pond, or you've put a cover over it and you stopped all this stuff going in it. Okay, guys, that is pretty much me. That is what my system is. Like I said last year, I said this is how I keep my pond clear. I couldn't do that this year. This video I was going to run about a month or so ago, but I've been having problems. So the water was clear, but then I wasn't ready to do the live. And then I had the food problem. So then I couldn't do a live again. So I've moved it on. And now I thought, right, let's show you why my water is muggy. And one of the things I say every year, the most important things is the food. So if you can afford better food, then go for that, because it will help your pond. And I've had that many times where a supplier has changed their food and my water's mugged up. Now, if you've got a drum filter, it probably don't matter what food you feed them, because the drum filter will clear it better than what this would, like my system would. Okay, so the more money you spend, the more better system you're going to get. But mine's a basic system. I've had that one over there, I don't know, 5 years or so. This one here is 20 years. Obviously, I've been changing the sponges and everything else. But yeah, that's it. That's all I've been doing. And if I could keep a 13,000 litre pond clear on this system, so can you. There's my system. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you like the posts I'm putting up. I hope you're enjoying it. If you want to visit my garden, please go on my website. The unfortunate thing is there's only, I think, 4 spaces left for the 7th of August. That's it for the year. I might bring up another one in August, the 31st. I don't know yet. I'm debating whether I'm going to do that. All the rest are full up. I've got quite a few coming up and they're all full. So if you do see a ticket, get them, because they do fill up. There, like I said, there's 4 left for the, I only put that up about a week or so ago, I think it was. Oh, I do have a charity one. I keep forgetting my charity one. I got a charity one on the 12th, I think it is, 12th of August. It's a Tuesday afternoon, 2 hours, all for charity. Come join me, come and have a chat, and come see my garden and enjoy what I've created and take away some inspiration. Hi guys, have a good evening. Sorry if the video's gone on too long. I try to get it through fast, but you know what it's like. At least the rain's held off a bit. I have got a dodgy umbrella there just in case it got really bad, but I didn't need it, thank God. So yeah, that's it, guys. Look out for live next Tuesday. I think I'm going to be doing the ornaments in the garden. So look out for that, like the ornaments in Southwest Koi and stuff like that, where to put them, how to place them in the garden. There is places for these things to make it look right, to get the right balance, okay? And I'll be talking about the gravels and stuff like that and how to create that part of a Japanese garden. So I'm hopefully going to do that next Tuesday, so join me on that one. And like I said, have a good evening and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.